What's good? It's your boy Red. Journey with Red. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. I'm having a lot of fun doing this. Right now I'm in a park, so it might get noisy at points and I might talk louder. It's just to make sure that I get all the content out there. I think a few episodes ago I talked about goals, setting goals, and hopefully you guys went ahead and set your own goals. And one of the goals that I actually discussed was I wanted to make 7 figures, like passive income. Now that might seem like a hard task, but there's people out there doing it. So my mindset has always been, if somebody else can do it, hey, you can do it too, and you might even be able to do it better. How do you go about that? How do you begin that process? Well, one of the things that I started to do was I went into Google Docs because, as I mentioned before, through the years I have woken up in the middle of the night, decided I was going to write another book, started the book, maybe worked on it for a little while, and then for whatever reason, stopped. And I've got a whole bunch of those books in there. So what I've started to do is I started to go back. I started to go back into those files, look at them, and say, okay, cool. Let me start with the ones that I have the most content in already, and start working on those. I've actually gotten a couple of books published on Amazon Kindle, so I'll put the links in the comments or in the description. And if you want to go ahead and get those, go ahead and get them. I think if you are a Prime member, you can actually get them for free or 0 cent. I think there's a trial involved. But if you do get it, I would like an honest review of the book. Honestly, whatever book you choose to get them all. I don't really care. So that's one way that I'm trying to leverage something that I have a passion for, something that I love doing, and trying to make that into, or attempting to make that into passive income. Those books, they just sit there. It's passive. People buy them. At the end of the month, Amazon tallies it up, and then Amazon sends me money. They put it directly in my bank account. So that's one way. Another way is to work on my baby, I love this project, Red Media Radio. That's why I have the shirt on. It's going to have to be switched around a little bit. I'm going to have to put or dedicate more work to getting it to where it is unstoppable, a juggernaut. And with that being said, that's advertising dollars. That's feature dollars, whatever different ways that's actually bringing value to people's lives, but yet I'm still, depositing money into my bank account. I'm all for. So that's another way that I'm going to do it. I'm not really going to get into the photography right now because videography seems to be my thing, the thing that I am very passionate about. However, videography falls more into the passive income. You create a project, you upload it, you let it go, it grows wings. Whether you put it on YouTube or Patreon or whatever, what happens is, people view your content, they like it, you get some cents put into your checking account. All these things are ways for me to generate passive income. Now, I don't know what your goals were and if there's similar goals to mine. Mine was that the 7 figures of passive income, the building, and of course to travel the world. I think 2 and 3 will fall into place. I can get to Australia, Egypt, spend a couple of months there, no problem if I'm generating 7 figures a year in passive income. But I'm going to tell you something, anything that involves money usually takes work. It really, you have to weigh your options as far as what it is or how you're going to spend your time. It's crazy, and this is once again me sharing my life. I have people around me that I just watch. I mean, they just waste time. They waste time, and then you say, hey, why don't you do this? And oh, I don't have time for that. But yet and still, you invest time in something that, in my mind, and I could be wrong, it's not good to judge other people, but in my mind will never bring a return on investment. And then when you find that, okay, I really need to do something that now becomes a fire drill, it's not my fire drill. Because during the time period when you were, just scrolling through TikTok or playing games or staring at your phone doing nothing, it doesn't make it my fault that you can't get accomplished what you need to get accomplished. And it really, and this is what I talked about, knowing your worth. This is another thing that I've noticed, that there are many people in my life that will sit back, waste their time, and then during that whole time period when they're wasting their time, you bring to their attention, oh, you don't know what I'm doing, this, that, and the other, and nobody's asking you for any help, and this, that, and the other. And then you turn around, and here we come when the shitstorm hits. Then it becomes, I need your help, I need your help. If you leave me stuck, I'm never going to forgive you, this, that, and the other. And it's like, well, we had the same agenda, we had the same, expectations. The only difference is I try to utilize my time to counteract, anything that can go wrong, and, you have to be fair with yourself. There are days that I really don't get any rest. There are days that I wake up 5, 6 o'clock in the morning and I just sit in bed. Everybody else in the house thinks I'm asleep. I'm not asleep. I'm going through scenarios of how to create this passive income. So hard work is always important. You actually get what you put into anything. So hard work will always be an important factor. If you're not built for hard work, you're better off playing the lottery. And that may seem rude, but it's the truth. It really is the truth. Red Media Radio has been around for 2 years now. I think I launched it on June 1st, 2 years ago. And it's been a struggle. It's had its ups and downs. It had, like huge listener base, and then the base drops off, and then I got to go back in to try to draw these people back, and it's one of the things that I notice, and it helps me, again, this is where the vlog part comes in, it helps me understand people, or I'm not going to say people, I'm going to say the people that I surround myself with. It seems like I find myself surrounded with a bunch of, you do all the heavy lifting, we'll come in with a plate and sit down and eat. That whole mentality, I think I mixed two different mentalities, but, you build the building or the palace, we're not going to help you carry one freaking brick, okay, but make sure you have a room ready for us. Or, hey, listen, let's have a company barbecue, but you know what? I've got other stuff to do. You do all the work. We'll come back with the plate. See, that makes more sense now. And it gets to be tiresome, and it gets to be, like, okay, you don't want to think people are taking advantage of you, but in a sense they are. In a sense they are. Whenever I find myself, this frustrates me, but I think I mentioned this in the previous video, whenever I find myself in a situation where I'm just giving, and there's no appreciation, there's no gratitude, there's no assistance with whatever I need assistance with, it's like, oh, that's what you do, you handle it. It becomes like I pull back. I slowly but surely pull back. And no, I don't think I have to give another adult the warning that, hey, listen, I'm kind of pulling back all aid. It's like, you should know this as an adult. As an adult, you should know, like, okay, I showed my ass, how can I expect this person to want to, very important thing here, want to give me assistance or give me help or use the skill set that he has learned. Right now, because I'm dead set on making these 7 figures, I am expanding my skill set. So that's more free time that I just don't have to do what I want to do, because I have to sit down and learn something. Like I said, 7 figures a year ain't going to come easy. It's not going to come easy at all, no matter what anybody tells you. The only easy way is the lottery, and by default, the lottery means one wins. That's about it, What are your thoughts about what I'm talking about right now? I'm sure you guys have set goals. Okay, I don't know if you've given yourself such a tiny window of about 6 months to get those goals completed. I don't know, But how are you going about? How are you going about making those goals into a reality? What work are you putting in? What things are you using? I find that anything that I'm passionate about actually makes it easy. It makes it seem, I know it's work, but it makes it seem like it's not that much work. I think that with Red Media Radio and my writing and my videography and starting channels like this, I think I might start a Patreon channel. I think I might actually delve deeper into Church of Real Talk. That's something that I'm passionate about. But I've been told that I have like kind of a radical mindset, and it might become dangerous for me to put these thoughts that make so much sense to me that the rest of the world it makes no sense to. Maybe I'll go ahead and start that up. That can be another source of passive income. Maybe go on Patreon, maybe go on some of those other sites. I believe I have a message to give. Again, this is a fallback to knowing your worth. No matter what anybody says to me, I know that I bring value. No matter what I'm doing, whether it's writing a book, programming Red Media Radio, shooting a video, doing Journey of Red, whatever, it brings value. The important thing to me is that I am able to connect with another human being and give them something that they can walk away with. And that's what it's really all about. Yeah, money is nice, 7 figures is nice. I've got a huge family. I got a huge family, and I want them to have the best, especially the children. I want them to have the best things that I can offer them, that life can offer them, so that they don't grow up, jaded and always feeling a lack, So that's what I'm doing, and I'm not really doing it for me. I'm doing it for my kids. To give them a fighting chance in this world, I mean, what is your motivation for your goals? Is it, I say bucket list, because it's something I want my song to come out before I die, but at the same time, there's always a driving factor, a driving force. I seem to always, when I'm tired, when I'm cranky, when I'm aggravated, when I'm upset, when I'm frustrated, I always fall back to, what are you doing this for? And I say to myself, I'm doing it for the kids. What is the reason why you do the things you do? Leave it in the comments. Let me know. I would be very interested to see the things that drive you forward when you're tired and exhausted. The things that keep you pushing ahead when you finally hit that brick wall. Again, leave it in the comments. Of course, always want you guys to subscribe to the channel. That would definitely make my day. Happy, joy. Comments are always very important. And if this has resonated with you and you feel it will resonate with others, go ahead and share it. The passive income is not based on your donations. However, if you would like to leave a donation, I would definitely be grateful, because it's always appreciated, never expected. And with that being said, I almost lost it. I caught it just in time. With that being said, this is your boy Red. You've been listening to Journey with Red. You already know. Love you guys.